Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to explain three important concepts related to the standard forms. And these are basically operations on the standard forms. One is addition, followed by the subtraction. And then if we take some power of a number which is written in a standard form. So I will be explaining three examples here and I will try to clear this concept with these three examples itself. So the first question here is written 2.6 times 10 to the power of 6 plus 7.1 times 10 to the power of 5. Now the most important thing to look here is the exponent values of say 10. So here it is 6 and here it is 5. Unlike multiplication and division of standard forms, you can have any powers like 10 to the power 6 in one of the standard number written in standard form, another can have 10 to the power 5. But when we have to add the two numbers, these exponent values must be same. And if nothing is mentioned, you are free to make either this 10 to the power 6 as 10 to the power 5 by applying some steps, or you can convert this 10 to the power of 5 as 10 to the power of 6 by applying some steps. Okay. Now, I explained you how we can do so. For example, I have this one 2.6 times 10 to the power 6, this number, and I want to make it as 10 to the power of 5. So what I'm going to do is I will break this 6 as 10, here 6 as 5 plus 1. So that means I can write it 2.6 times 10 to the power of 5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of 1. I apply the index law that a to the power of m plus n is equal to a raised to the power of m times by a raised to the power of n. Remember, for doing the standard forms, you should have a good understanding of these index laws. They will really help you. Okay. So now here I got 10 to the power of 5, but I got this 10 to the power 1, which is just 10 also. So this 10 I will use with this 2.6. So I can write it 2.6 times 10 and whole thing multiply by 10 to the power of 5. 2.6 times 10 will be 26 and then it will be 26 times 10 to the power of 5. Once I got this number, now I will be using another number as it is, which is given as 7.1. It is 7.1 times 10 to the power of 5, and the first number I will be writing as 26 times 10 to the power of 5. Now, because this 10 raised to the power part is same, so you just need to add the A part of both the questions. Though it is not in standard form, but that is okay because this is not our final answer. When we have to give our final answer, then this A, when we write the standard form as A times 10 to the power n, then you have to make sure that this A should be in a standard form rules. You should follow standard form rules, means it should be less than 10 and it should be greater than equal to 1. But because this is an intermediate result, so that is okay. Now 27 plus 7.1, 26 plus 7.1, it is going to be 33.1 times 10 to the power of 5. Now the question comes that this number is not in a proper standard form because of this A. Now I will try to convert it into a standard form. Okay, for that what I need to do, because this number should be between 10 and greater than 1 and this number is bigger, I have to make it smaller. Smaller means I need to divide, and because I need this decimal point to move one place to the left side, so I will divide it by just 10. So by doing so, when I divide by 10, I have to times by 10 also to make the number actually the same. So I will be getting 3.31 because of this part, and then 10 times by 10 to the power of 1 multiply by 10 to the power of 5, which is 10 raised to the power of 6. I hope it is clear. So you have to make sure that this A, which is a standard form result, this A should be followed in our final result. Intermediate results, you can make it 26 also, that is fine. Now let's take the another example here. So another example is for the division subtraction. Subtraction also follows the same rule. Therefore, I kept one question for subtraction and one for addition. Again, thus this 10 raised to the power part must be same. Now here I have 10 to the power of 5 and here I have 10 raised to the power of 4. And as I told, either you can make 10 to the power 5 in terms of 10 raised to the power 4, or you can write 10 raised to the power 4 in the form of 10 raised to the power of 5. Now in the last one, I wrote the bigger exponent value as a smaller one. So here I take this 10 to the power of 4, and this 10 to the power of 4, I will try to write it as 10 raised to the power of 5. So what I can do, I can write it like 5 minus 1. So this will be 10 raised to the power of 5 divided by 10. Now I will be writing the first number as it is, 9.2 times 10 to the power of 5 minus 8.3 times 10 to the power of 5 divided by 10. And this 10 I'm going to use with 8.3. So when 8.3 will be divided by 10, so it will become 0.83 multiplied by 10 to the power of 5. Now we have to solve it. 9.2 take away 0, because this 10 to the power 5 is same for both the numbers. Now we just need to subtract this 9.2, we have to apply this operation, minus 0.83, which is going to be 8.37. So the answer will be 8.37 times 10 raised to the power of 5. Now I will check whether my number is in standard form or not. So it should be 8 times 10 to the power of n. N is in positive integer here, fine. Even if it is negative, it will work. A should be between 10 and should be greater than equal to 1. So this is also following here, that is fine. Though when I was writing this number 0.83 here, it was not in standard form, but because it was our intermediate result, so we can do in this way. Okay. Now our last example, where I will be taking some exponent value of this whole standard, the number written in the standard form, and how we can simplify this. So this is written as 8 times 10 to the power of 12. This is a radical form. If you see my search videos, I have explained what is the radical form. I will write it first in the exponent form, means I am writing as a power. So it is 8 times 10 to the power of 12 raised to the power of 1/3. Now we have one property. If you have a, b, or a times b raised to the power of n, I can split this power as a to the power of n multiply by b raised to the power of n. In multiplication and division, you can split this power, but not in a plus b raised to the power of n. Here you cannot write it this way. That would be wrong. So here I can do 8 raised to the power of 1/3 times by 10 to the power of 12 whole raised to the power of 1/3. 8 raised to the power of 1/3 means cube root of 8, which is 2. And here we have this part, if you look at a to the power of b whole raised to the power of c, which is a to the power of bc. So see, again you will see here that you have to use the index laws. You should have a very good understanding of that part. So it will be 10 to the power of 12 times 1/3. And 12 times 1/3 means you have to find 1/3 of 12, which is 4. So this is 2 times 10 to the power of 12 over 3, which is 2 times 10 to the power of 4. And if you see, this number is in standard form because it is following all the rules. A is 2, which is between 10 and 1. 10 here is given, and here is the exponent value 4. I hope this concept is clear. Thank you.